Welcome to Ramble 26. Okay, so I was gonna stream this morning. I woke up, did not feel that good, still not feeling that great. And I don't know. I just figured I'd make a ramble because I have a few things to say. Um, what is happening to my game right now? Okay, we're good. First thing is somebody tried to break into my apartment this morning. Uh, and if I hadn't been home, like, we probably would have gotten a ton of shit stolen. So pretty much what happened is I woke up this morning and I first was on my phone. I was just laying in my bed. Eyes were all crusty. Didn't feel that great. Got on my phone, went to Discord, and I just basically told my stream that like I wasn't gonna be live in the morning because I wasn't feeling great. And then like a few minutes later, I got some knocks on the door. It was probably over the course of like a minute or so, I'd say. Probably like four separate knocks. They sounded friendly. They just sounded like a friend or something was coming over, uh, and maybe like was trying to drop something off. I don't know. But my brothers were both at work. They both have cars. They both drove off in the morning, so it looks like the apartment's empty. Anyway, so I heard some knocking. I got up, and I already knew they had probably left by then. And I just got some clothes on, went to the door, just checked to see if there was like a package or anything. There wasn't anything. So then I closed the door and went into the bathroom, started putting my contacts in. And then I started hearing some banging. And we have this like back door in our apartment that's in my little brother's room. Um, and it's just like, it's just like kind of like I don't know. It's like a door that's just leads to outside next to like the parking garage and stuff. Anyway, I started hearing some banging from there. And so I went over there, and then the banging got a lot louder, and I started hearing somebody basically hammering at like the door trying to break in, and I could start seeing like the light peering through the crack of the door. Anyway, I started just yelling and like basically like get the fuck away from my property basically. And anyway, I didn't hear any response the first time. I was basically yelling, and I still kept hearing banging. So I got a little bit closer and started yelling even louder, kind of panicking at this point because I wasn't sure if he was actually coming in with like malicious intent to like hurt me or just to steal shit. Anyway, I kept yelling, and he eventually left, and I didn't get to see because the window had a blanket over it. And I honestly wasn't that willing to go look out the window to see a guy that could potentially hurt me. Um, anyway, went to my room real quick, still kind of like flustered, called the cops. Police arrived like 5 minutes later. And I basically like went around side of the house with them. The door had gotten bashed in. It didn't like break open yet, but it was getting to that point, and the lock was like super loose. There was also a chain lock on that door as well. That could easily be busted in as soon as the bolt lock is broken. Anyway, got like my information, or he got my information and like made a little report for it. And then the manager of the apartment came out because he saw some cop cars. Um, Basically he came over and was like, yeah, we'll try to get that door replaced. At first I didn't even know if that was the apartment. Well, he was like one of the apartment managers. He's like, I don't know. I've never seen him before. Anyway, he came over and he's like, what happened? And I was like, I almost like assumed like he looked kind of sketchy. I almost assumed it was the guy that was trying to break in, but I obviously didn't actually know who the guy was trying to break in was. But he confirmed that he was like the apartment manager, and he was just kind of looking out. Anyway, he came back and kind of repaired the door a little bit. It wasn't like it could be repaired. So he just kind of like leaned his body into like where it was dented, and then he just hammered in the lock again so it was tight. And he said he'd like replace the door in a couple weeks. But yeah, pretty scary. And then I like went on Discord and I called my brother, my older brother, just basically to tell him about it. Immediately after the cops, I called him, and then I called my dad after well, I called my mom and my dad afterward just to like let them know, I guess. And I went on Discord and was just saying that like the apartment almost got broken into, and like it just seemed like the weirdest excuse almost to not stream, because I promised to stream every day this month. And I still will probably go live for like at least a couple hours tonight. I still want to keep the streak alive, but we'll see. But tomorrow there will be a Sebe cast, and that will be live on my stream regardless of what happens tonight. And then, then the streams will hopefully just resume as normal. But yeah, kind of scary. We have a lot of like valuable stuff in here. Like, anyway, it's kind of fucking crazy. That's the first time it's ever happened to me where like I'm in a home and somebody's trying to break in. Kind of fucked. Anyway, that's the little story I had. The other thing I wanted to mention now, more relating to the game. Well, right now you can see I'm selling some shit from my bank, trying to make some money. Then this money will go to Blood Runes, which will fund my scythe, which will go to Nightmare. The other thing I wanted to mention was this Twitter post. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Is that it? Yeah, so old school RuneScape made a little thingy. Basically asking like questions and stuff. Sorry, I'm like a little bit out of it right now, but basically I asked a question for the Q&A. Can the Iron Man only Nightmare portal be reintroduced? It's nearly impossible to find an empty world during the day without pissing somebody off. The economy won't be impacted much by this at all, and it'll benefit both Iron Man and mains looking to do the boss. And I went on my Discord, posted it, tried to get some traction, and now it's gotten a little bit of traction, which I'm really happy about. I think it's the most upvoted. Benefits of being a content creator, I'm telling you. Anyway, let me keep selling this shit. So then I added a little bit more. I kind of want to go into it. So it just said what this change would cause, because I am not trying to get an Iron Man portal just to benefit Iron Man and still continue to let Iron Man go to the main Nightmare. I want it to be segregated again. And there's a few reasons for that, as you can probably already see. Iron Man would no longer be able to use a main account to boost items through 1+1s. I don't know. Maybe I'll go into it this ramble, but like it's a lot to talk about. Iron Man morality and what the game modes become, where it's basically do whatever the fuck you want, alt as much as you want, do whatever, because nobody seems to give a shit. Where like people used to give a shit about, Iron Man getting help from mains and other things. But at this point, 2021, there are literally no rules. It's just do whatever the hell you want, which is fine in a way, but I mean, I'm still, I don't know. I like the mode where it's a solo mode. You have one account, and this is your account, and you do everything you just do everything, like you play the game single player. Like you're an Iron Man, you do everything by yourself. Anyway, that is not how it obviously works anymore. And I'm not going to say I'm a perfect example of never alting or anything. Like I used to pay people to go find Dragon Imps for me, and I paid them $1 million. It's like 1.5 years ago. So I'm not saying I'm innocent, but obviously this does benefit me. So I'm not saying, oh, this is going to hurt me as well. No, like I don't do 1+1 Nightmare. So yes, this won't be impacting me negatively, but it will be impacting a few people like Lake, Shadow Roka. There's a bunch of different Iron Men and Solitary that are doing 1+1 boosting, which honestly, go ahead, because it's not against the rules. But I feel like the main reason, and they've even told me that they enjoy it more than normal solos, which I can probably see because it's just a shorter kill. I think that's the main reason. Having a shorter kill is probably just more enjoyable. But I think the main thing, and I'm not going to speak for them, but the people that do 1+1 Nightmare, they understand efficiency, and they understand if it's not against the game rules, I'm going to do it. But if there was a deterrent to not do it, as in bring the Iron Man portal back, they won't do it, and they'd probably be just fine without doing it. Yes, it would cost them more supplies. Yes, they can't use their main again. You could still potentially, obviously, use an Iron Man alt if the Iron Man portal is reintroduced. But that would be a lot more work to create an Iron Man tank that you have to fund the supplies for it, everything like that. It's not as simple as just a corpse specking alt. Anyway, I want to get a little bit more into this. Worlds would clear out for mains, there is a benefit to mains, and this is not just benefiting irons. Like Iron Men moving to a different portal would mean worlds are more clear, and again, segregates irons from mains. Tyler said, I like the idea of having a private instance for anyone that wants to solo mains and irons alike. I responded, the problem with solo instances is that the community is terrified of too many uniques entering the game too quickly. The Iron Man portal will be the biggest help for overcrowding and the smallest effect on the economy. Which is true. I feel like a big reason, anybody has any problem ever with instances is that, the economy, items will drop in price significantly. It never really happens, but I understand where they're coming from. And this is probably the best way to solve that. But alongside of that, bringing more world, just making it so you don't have to hop for 20 minutes every nightmare kill if you're soloing it. And again, I just responded, although I don't go out of my way to address how ridiculously immoral the Iron Man game mode has become, I am strongly against the use of alts. I understand it'll never go away because the revenue it brings to Jagex. The reintroduction of the Iron Man portal will at least help moral Iron Men feel like they're not wasting hundreds of hours by not efficiently alting Nightmare. And that's exactly what it's kind of come down to. I was actually talking in Olympus last night about if they're going to come out with a new Olympus sheet for 2021. Simply because Nightmare is not even on their sheet to get like EHB from to like rank up or anything. So like they ranked me up or just because they understand I've done a lot of Nightmare, so they just ranked me up to Bronze Star last night. But they're just the reason that it's not even on there is because it's too hard to say what a rate should be for Nightmare because soloing is the most efficient. 1+1 is actually the most efficient right now. Soloing is the second most efficient, and then 5-mans are the fastest. So it's like, what rate are you going to put on it for efficiency? Because technically you should be doing solos. Technically you should be doing 1+1s, but if you say you're doing 1+1s, then the kills are 12 minutes long. If you're doing 5-mans, they're like 4 or 5 minutes long. And if you're just doing normal solos, they could be between, 16 and 22 minutes long. So it's like really hard for them to judge, what is technically efficient, and what the rate should be. Anyway, that's kind of a little bit off topic, but I kind of just felt, I don't know, I just was saying that, and then King Adam said, wouldn't this just result in them using alt Iron Men and renting them like Corp? And I just responded that, that is obviously always going to be the case unless Jagex makes a rule on alting is now bannable for irons, which they'll never do, but yeah, I just said creating an alt would definitely be a lot more effort. And then just back to what I was saying initially. But anyway, let's see if anybody's responded since. He did. Yeah, I don't play an iron myself, but always good to see people that care about integrity. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and like I say, he's just basically going off there's always ways to get around it, and I'm not disagreeing with him. There is ways to get around it all the time, but at least it slightly dissuades somebody that just has a maxed combat main that can just buy stuff on the GE and help their Iron Man, because most Iron Men don't really care about GP costs. They just don't care about GP. But so buying shit on the GE and helping out your Iron Man is a lot easier than creating a separate Iron Man that has to go get its own supplies and then using that Iron Man to help boost. Anyway, let's clear that. I don't know, just a few thoughts that I wanted to talk on today because I don't know how much Nightmare I have to go. And again, it's I don't know how to really like say this properly, but yes, I'm against alting, but I'm not against it to the point where it like keeps me up at night. I've gotten to the point where I just accept like, okay, this is how the fucking game is. It's fine. Let's not, you know, get like unnecessary anxiety from somebody else saving hundreds of hours for a pixel item, that I'm not benefiting from. It's fine. I don't care. Like, I do care, but I don't care enough to like make a big deal about it. It's whatever. I'm not in direct competition. That's how skillers feel. There's like a lot of skillers that don't use alts eventually just end up burning out of the game. I feel like it's not really backed up by any like data or anything, but that's how I felt, where they want to be competitive, but they also want to play their own way, where they're just playing one account and having fun, but then they end up can't competing because the alting is just so overwhelmingly powerful that like they end up just burning out because they play for the competition, yet they can't compete because of the way they play. And Iron Man has become that, where you cannot compete in skilling unless you have a couple alts. And that's just the way the mode is, which it's its own topic. I could go into like, I'm against alting and stuff, but it makes Jagex money when you have multiple accounts paying money per month. And Jagex can't even monitor like Bounty Hunter. Like there's no way they're going to like monitor or make a deal out of, Iron Man integrity at this point. They just don't. I just can't see that. So, my mouth is fucking dry. Give me a sec. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, that's kind of how the game mode is. I just really hope this nightmare thing at least gets kind of discussed, because the other day on stream I was doing nightmare, and every single world was full, so I went to a world where somebody was about to finish. As soon as the kill finished, I hopped in, started another kill. He got butt hurt, and then he brought his alt in the kill with me, and then he started just ragging the kill. Basically just had a bulwark with tank armor and would just try to like lure nightmare underneath me, so I'd get like fucked by the black holes when the husks spawn. And it's like, whatever, I mean, it's an MMO, whatever. I'm going in after a kill. I'm not going to hop for another 20 minutes. And so I understand the consequence that you are going to be a little bitch rat and you're going to just ruin my kill because I quote unquote crashed you. Whatever. But that's the kind of shit that you have to deal with unless you want to hop for 30 minutes every kill. So basically, nightmare solos, instead of being like 18 minutes, what they could be for me, including like banking and stuff, becomes more like 38 minutes a kill, because I'm going to be nice to everybody and I'm not going to crash them. And it's like you have to just fucking push your way into a kill, because the nightmare worlds are so goddamn packed. Leagues is over. Soul Wars is already like dead, and people are going back to nightmare because it's good money. And there's a bunch of Venezuelans there now too. And they need to bring back these Iron Man portals, because it's like I could just get a mace the next kill, who knows, and just leave forever and not give a shit about it. But like, this is going to keep going on, I feel like, where it's just this toxic vibe where, like, I would love to be friendly toward people, but it gets to the point where it's like, do I want to be friendly to everyone and waste half an hour every single kill being friendly toward people, or do I want to just get the fucking kill done and piss off somebody on the way? I don't like to piss off people, believe it or not. Like, I want to be friends, and like, I hate just making arbitrary enemies because of me trying to get into a kill. And like, I feel like people understand that, but some people take it really personally. If somebody crashes me, like they're entering my world as I run back from the bank, I don't give a shit. Good, you've taken my world. I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna make an alt and go in there and rag you guys. Like, it's fine. Like, but like that's what Nightmare's become. It's become just this thing where it's just toxic. Like you have to fight over worlds, and this Iron Man portal will help that. And it's not like we're creating it's not like we're creating something that wasn't always there. Like I'm butchering this. We're reintroducing the Iron Man portal is what I'm trying to say. Like reintroducing. It was already in the game, and they took it out of the game unpulled. I just say unpulled just to further my agenda. It's not like it really matters that it was unpulled, but just saying they just changed it. But that was the intended purpose. Like that the whole thing, the whole point of Nightmare was that Iron Men have to kill with Iron Men and mains can kill it with mains. Then they just randomly took it away without telling anybody because Nightmare was so like just unpopular basically initially. But now it's getting really popular, and I feel like they should bring it back. Anyway, that's all I'll say about that. I'm getting just a bigger headache just talking about it because I'm one person. I can't change the game. Well, sometimes I can change the game, but I don't want to get too invested in this because when it doesn't happen, I'm just going to get a little bit disappointed. Anyway, they'll talk about it on the Q&A probably. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I'm really excited for Thurko to be on the Sebe cast tomorrow. So if you guys haven't watched the other Sebe casts, there's 6 of them so far, and you can watch those. They're really fun to watch if you're like skilling, doing something really monotonous in the game, or like at work or something, and you can listen to music. At least that's what people have told me. I don't rewatch my own Sebe casts except for like the live thing when I broadcast it to Twitch, but yeah, I'm excited for Thurko to be on it. We're going to have a lot of topics. And although I've never talked to Thurko in voice, like he's seen my stream, I've seen his stream, and I feel like we know each other at least somewhat, how we play and stuff. So I feel like it'll be just a really easy discussion. And then we're going to have a cold one on it next week. That's already planned. And then I don't have anybody set for the following Tuesday, but I'm really excited. Oh, I got base 15 mil XP. Not like any of you guys really care. But yeah, I got base 15 mil, finished up room crafting. I just did some ZMI last night just for like an hour. That was kind of fun. I actually don't mind ZMI. It's kind of weird. Like, although lavas I think are just a bit more fun, they are more intense, but they are more fun in my opinion. I still like ZMI because of the like I've started realizing, okay, ZMI is not as bad as I had kind of put in my mind a while ago. I used to just be like, fuck ZMI, it's too easy. But it's like, it's fine. Lavas are slightly better. I wish they were a little bit what am I trying to say? I wish they were even faster, basically, than ZMI currently is. Or like just even faster. So I'm trying to say, emphasizing the even more faster. That doesn't make any sense. But you guys know what I'm trying to say. They're very, very close using day alt, and I feel like lavas should be even better than they currently are. But yeah, it was kind of fun. I got some people asking me, why are you maxed in that ZMI? It's like, just don't worry about it. Let me do what I want to do. Anyway, did that. It's kind of fun. Probably won't go back. I just wanted to get that 15 mil out of the way, and that was something kind of fun. I want to focus more just on my actual shit that's helping me progress toward getting a mace, which is selling all this garbage, using these coins on blood runes, and going back to Nightmare. I got to do more Winter Todd. Got to buy more Relissim's Balms. I got to make more Phoenix necklaces. Got to enchant them. Got to craft more Wrath runes. That's what sucks, is EMI doesn't give Wrath runes, which is fine, I guess. I was talking to Vaddy on Twitter just a little bit earlier, and he was just saying how much better Lavas is because how many supplies and runes Sepulcher gives, and how ZMI is like absolutely not needed whatsoever. But Wraths, because of a new Arceus spellbook that's coming out, Wrath runes are actually going to be a big like those runes are huge, basically. Like they're going to be what in Vatty's words, what cosmics were in 2016. Where like cosmics have never been like efficient to craft technically, but like they were so good for irons back then because you couldn't just buy them, and there was no real boss that you could kill to get a butt ton of cosmics quickly like there is now. But yeah, not much more else to say. Just figured I'd give a little update. I had stuff to talk about, and yep, got it off my chest. Hope you guys like this little ramble. And if you don't see me tonight on stream for a little bit, probably won't be a cam stream because I just don't want to put a cam on tonight. But if I do go live, probably it'll just be a chill stream for a few hours. And then, but tomorrow, guaranteed, there will be a Sebe cast. And yeah, the rest of the month should what's the or what, god, I'm distracted. Rest of the month should go as planned. And if you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't been in my stream, I am taking a trip to Miami with my dad and my brothers in February. And so there will be like an 8-day span where I'm not live. So just preparing you guys. But other than that, I should be live the rest of January and February, except for just those days I'm on my little vacation. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.